How am I going to do that measurement?
Well, we should just see how much a bucket holds.
Okay.
Hi, so here we are at the Groundswell Composting trial in Invermere, and what we're doing this morning is mixing our food, coffee, and spent brewing grains from our local brewer in with some wood waste that has been aged and is very high in fungus. So we're going to mix all that up by different ratios so that we can get the right cake mix on our compost. So what we're doing is come on over here. We're creating a test pile of compost that contains that wood waste I mentioned, and then food waste and the coffee and the grains. And if you look over here, you can see from this carbon, which is the wood waste, it's a very nice aged mix, and inside of this material you can see that there's fungus growing and breaking down this material. This is the perfect carbon content for doing some composting. So what we're going to do is create 3 piles, and then we're going to use those piles to determine which is the best recipe for the kinds of ingredients we have here to produce really high-grade compost. So here comes Ben in the Bobcat with the next load of carbon, so we better get ready. And we're working with the District of Invermere, who's contributed the machine for us, and we're building our last pile of the day. Ooh, that looks good, doesn't it? Beauty. Okay. Look at this quality food stuff from the Rocky River Grill. Man, I could practically dine on this. It's so awesome. So here we are with our nitrogen content being mixed in. Nice melon rinds. Our nitrogen content in the form of food waste being mixed in with our carbon. So we want to get lots of contact between the carbon and the food, so we give it a little shake and bake, and then we'll add some more carbon. So we're trying to do it at a ratio to create a 45-to-1 carbon-nitrogen ratio in one pile, a 40-to-1 and a 35-to-1 in the other. Will that be a 2-shot compost or one, sir? So as you can see, we're working with some pretty fine product here brought over from Kicking Horse Coffee, full of, actually there's grindable beans there, man. We could be making coffee while we're working. So this is a nitrogen content that we're putting into our mix. Big bucket and a half of spent coffee grounds. And we'll get more carbon mixed in. I can feel the heat already. All right, more carbon. We've just thrown the grains on. Beautiful spent grains of Arrowhead Brewery. So we're mixing some of those in with more carbon. Liam was pointing out how it smells a lot like breakfast, which is kind of a unique idea of beer as breakfast. But we digress. Hey, so we're getting close to our 18 loads of carbon into our 4.5 loads of nitrogen. So it's looking good. This pile's just about done, and then we'll start on the next one. So we have a name for problem plants called weeds, and I don't necessarily disagree with the name, but another name for them in permaculture principles is called a dynamic accumulator. And there's what we usually see of a thistle on the top, but when you look at the bottom, look at that taproot. And this is why permaculturalists call these plants dynamic accumulators, because they're able to dig down, generally in pretty disturbed, nutrient-less soils, and pull a lot of that material into their plant matter. So a weed is just a name for a plant we don't have a use for, really. And although these are pretty nasty on the legs, they do have quite an interesting biological contribution to soil. Over here we've put our last load on, a nice fluffy top mix of spent grains from the brewery. And now we're going to cap it off with our last load of carbon, and then we're going to let this baby cook and see what kind of temperatures we get out of it over the next week or two. All right.